and welcome back to our channel. Now, you hopefully, by this point of watching this video, have already watched our Helsinki sea trial trip. Video.
Yeah.
Steve and I had the opportunity to sea trial with brand new Axopar 38. And in that video, we referenced here at Dusseldorf Boat Show, we would do a full walkthrough. So here we are.
Hopefully people will have noticed how fetching you looked in your life suit.
My life suit, my survival suit.
Survival suit.
Actually, it was very, very warm.
Do you know what, guys? The trip to Helsinki was so amazing for us because to see this product in their homeland, the Finnish people are inherently explorers, adventurers, and of course the ethos with this brand is all about taking adventures to another level, enjoying your experiences on the water in a functional product. And to see them in their homeland showing us in the freezing cold weather why they think like they do and how they use boats there, it was really cool to see.
A really great experience, and actually having the opportunity, which we're going to show you in a minute, so keep watching, the Axopar 38 in its glory, all its glory. It was a great experience to actually sea trial the product, wasn't it? It really was.
Well, we were in the freezing cold.
Yes.
We did do a review, but we said that we'd do another walkthrough at Dusseldorf Boat Show, and we've got two 38s here, so shall we? Let's go. So we're on the wet bar version, Tom.
Yep.
Bit techie, but I just wanted to show everybody the space in the lockers here.
Yes, I think it's quite nice. There can be lots of videos of this boat out on YouTube. So hopefully in this one, we're going to try and give you a bit more of the
in-depth.
Yeah.
Detail. So if I step down, you get an idea. So there is access to further systems and a little bit more storage under these floors here. But with this whole area opened up, you'd get a rib in tender, paddleboards, inflatable paddleboards.
The actual paddles, because if you had a paddleboard, you've got to put the paddle somewhere. So that sort of kit in there, grab bag, that sort of thing. I assume, like the 37, the batteries are actually located in the
aft. Yeah,
and it goes back to that whole low centre of gravity. Axopar, keeping that weight down low, giving you that superb sea keeping ability, which you'll have seen in that video.
So lots of modulation on this boat. There'll be lots of videos out there, and people will have seen that there are lots of different options now. Yeah. But at the back end, this is really, really cool. So the obvious thing to talk about, activity platforms.
Activity platform. Before the video, we did actually put the activity platform down, but I'm going to show you now how to pick it up. I've never done this ever before, so there's a bit of
prep work, Tom.
No prep work. There's a bit of line here, a little bit of force, not a huge amount. It's weighted to help you, and it clicks in. You've then got two safety catches either end.
Wow.
Put mine in, and then that's secure. So that's a really, really nice feature.
Yeah, very nice. So fender boxes are standard. These bench seats are an option.
Yeah.
You can have a fender box on one side and a bench seat on the other side. You could have two fender boxes.
Yeah, so again,
two bench seats.
Back to that modular perspective you just spoke about.
You could have the wet bar in the fender box here on the port side.
Yeah.
But actually, this bench seat with fender storage, so if I open that, so actually you've got two fenders in this locker, that's nicely executed. You've got their whale shower here, so you've got if you've selected hot water, then you've got a hot and cold water shower in here.
And just note, Steve, as well, all of these lockers are sealed. So you've got that rubber seal. These are watertight lockers.
Ah, yeah, look at this.
Or waterproof lockers, effectively. So you can keep dry kit in there now.
Double line lockers as well, so this is nice and smooth and feels really high quality.
Decent sized hydraulic ram as well on there.
A much better component on that locker hatch, so that's really nice to see. But I can imagine here, I mean, we've put the activity platform up, but you can imagine sitting here. That's really cool, man.
It's a really cool spot. And going back to what we said at the Helsinki event, the idea with the activity platforms, they're actually raised slightly from the water. So if you are getting onto your paddleboard or your flight board, tender, you're actually that bit higher, which is one reason for it. Second reason is they keep the activity platform away from the actual water, so you stop any movement when you're rolling at anchor or any movement at anchor. The platform isn't hitting the water, which was a very valid point made by Jan-Erik at the Helsinki.
Reliability, usability is a key to their design mantra, and that's all part of that.
So should we start working forward? Wet bar.
Let's do wet bar first, Tom. So these catches that we saw them introduce on the 29, they've got everywhere, and that's a really nice feature. Makes everything so easy. Just literally click it.
And that feels, even from previous boats, the lid of that feels more substantial, doesn't it? It feels,
it's very, very well,
like you say,
very well designed.
You've got under here, you've got storage in that one, the shelving.
So refrigerated cool box is standard.
Yeah.
You've got a sink as standard with a tap here in the back. The bin, the cupboards and the shelves are standard. This is not, so you've got an option for an electric or a gas griddle. In some markets, gas won't work.
How easy is that to clean? I like that.
Yeah, really nice. But for those people that want to spend more time at the back end here, perhaps fishing, and again, these are an option, these grab rails with the rod holders. But what a great space now, actually.
Really usable.
Yeah.
And I think now you've got those aft benches on this boat, you've got a nice area to sit.
Yes.
Because before with wet bar, you had the fender box cushions potentially, but you didn't have any seats unless you had.
Wasn't as comfortable as these bench seats.
That works well.
We didn't talk about the engines. We've talked a lot about engines, guys, over the years. This particular boat is fitted here with the 300, so this is a naturally aspirated V8 from Mercury, 4.6 litre. We've driven hundreds. I mean, we as
a lovely engine.
We as a group have sold over 400, supplied 400 customers with these Axopars now.
They just work so well with this boat.
Yeah.
And when we were in Helsinki, we drove both the 350 and the 300 boat, and they both work really nice.
Yeah,
obviously the 350 gives you that bit more power.
Grant.
But the 300 works.
But we've noticed that the whole market has changed in the way that buyers are spending their money, and outboard engine driven boats have become very in vogue, not least thanks to Axopar when they brought this genre to the market. But we notice in territories, and we're both working with clients and helping them look after their boats, this is so easy. You get back into the marina, you click in your flush kit, so it's like a hose lock fitting that you click into the engine, attach the hose, flush the engine, pull it out the water, and your mechanics, your main engines are then nice and secure, not corroding, sat fully out the water.
5-year warranty, up to 5-year warranty on the 300s as well.
If you service it in conjunction with the recommendations, and we've had a lot of clients forgetting to do that, and Mercury are really hot on that. So guys, keep your engine service. We will go through the schedules when you buy from us to make sure that we're guiding you. But you have to service it in accordance with their recommendations to get the 5-year warranty. 100%. But do that and you've got a long warranty from Mercury, so that's nice. Water ski frame, that's really cool. And it feels thicker to me, this.
It does feel more substantial, I think, than the previous model.
So let's go forward. Wow. The shapes, have you noticed all of the fiberglass?
So many. And I think actually in these lights, with the lights here at the show, you almost notice the shapes even more than we did outside.
Yeah, I love the way they've designed this here in the coach roof with this moulded shape, this all part of the Gullwing door. Really
and
cool.
The Gullwing doors really is now a deep part of the Axopar almost DNA, can we say that?
I would say that,
37, 38.
Yeah, well, they launched it in 2020. It's been around now for 6 years. And again, they've produced thousands of boats. So I think it's become very synonymous with Axopar.
We mentioned this, and this is a number that's really stuck in my head. Is it 3,000 37s that were made since they were launched? And that is just a huge,
Lots of people enjoying these products.
Yeah, so let's hope it's,
So different options up here. So you can have cushions up here. They're not fitted at the moment, but they are available. This has got the sun lounger option.
Yep. And upholstery colour-wise, for anyone that's wondering, this is called Hunter. So this is the Hunter fabric. So it is typically it's like a khaki green colour.
I love the way they've executed this. They've spent a lot of time. Again, as you said, you've got the seal, so it's a dry locker.
Yeah. Big improvement over the 37 sun pad module that was on the bow. Yeah. Great, it did the purpose, but it was always an additional. Whereas this feels like it's much more part of the moulding.
Yeah, no, very nice there. We'll flick onto the other one after this so that we can show you the U-sofa arrangement. But for those people that want thick sun pad and not moving tables around, then you'll spec the sun lounger.
So here we've got, that's nice, so we've got separation between the two lockers here. So we've got a locker here for your main RCD board, for your shore power connection. Yeah,
and all your breakers are up here.
There.
Yeah.
You've got your lines there, and then you've got a separate locker there then for your anchor, windlass and chain.
Yeah, very nice. And that's very, very nicely executed. Galvanised chain is standard, but of course stainless steel ultra anchor, just to give the boat that really sexy look. And I've noticed all of these deck fittings do seem more substantial. Yeah, that's really nicely done. So that's all part of the sunshade. So your sunshade will clip into here.
Lots of drink holders as well. So we've got drink holders here, up on the cushion for the bow. Roof there.
When you're stood here, Tom, it's important to try and convey to clients that Axopar, people see this as a replacement for the 37, but it's really not. No. This is 2 feet longer, and actually stood here, you can feel this has quite a lot more volume. Definitely. It is more expensive than the 37. It has a higher price because it's a bigger boat. But there's still going to be lots of people in the market who want the 37 and everything that brings to you. So they are very different, and I like to see that. This is a lot of space on this.
Yeah, there's a lot of volume.
So this boat has the solar panel trickle charge. So that's an option. This one's also fitted with the roof bars, another option, but that's really cool. And as you can see, they've got a kayak on the roof, and we know lots of owners spec those and use them.
I even noticed on the roof bars there's a slight change now. You've got the track that runs on the roof bar, so you can have the eyelet. I don't know if you've spotted that.
I haven't.
So you can run now, rather than just being a solid unit, you have an eyelet, so it's easy to strap down.
Oh, amazing.
So that's good.
Okay. I also know that they have changed the radar mast, the light mast.
Okay.
So that's easier now to drop down. So if you're boating in an area where you've got bridges to go under, to lower that down now is with thumb screws. You haven't got to get spanners and equipment. So that's a much more practical solution from Axopar, which is nicely done.
Fuel filler still starboard side.
Yeah, waste in the deck.
Now into this lovely space in here.
So isn't it amazing to see the different specs? So this has got the standard upholstery, guys. This has got the standard seating arrangement. As we know from Axopar, it's got, as standard always, these swivel seats, so we can turn these around to face aft. I noticed this hasn't got the bar storage in here, but actually that's really nice the way it does feel. Okay, you lose the storage, but if you didn't want it, then you've got this in an open configuration.
We do have the upgrade for the seating group in this section. So we've got the C-shaped seating here with the electric table. So I can actually then push these buttons here to raise and lower.
So you've got the lounger in here.
Table, and then these cushions will literally just go onto the table to create that into a lounging area.
But I saw on Jan Erik's video, and he displayed this really well, demonstrated this really well. So you can pull this off and you're sitting around the table in a really sociable way, or as we start to get underway, for those people that want to face forward, if there's more than a passenger, then I can turn around, lean against here, hold on. What a great
it's a really clever
design.
setup, that seat.
Yeah, really great design. Lovely.
You've got the fridge underneath the seat there, Steve, where you were before. So you've got a nice
mechanism to move the seat, and then of course this is the one that swivels around.
There's a lot of flexibility here with the seating section.
I mean, we've been using this functionality on an Axopar for a long time, but it just makes the space so much more versatile and allows you to put more people on board the boat to enjoy it.
And I can definitely feel, like you said a second ago, the volume, the space. This is where you really start to notice it, I think, as well in here. I love the way this window now wraps around here after this cabin area. This particular boat doesn't have the opening rear window.
Nope.
So there is an option for the opening rear window, both electric and manual.
Yeah.
This boat I've just spotted actually has a manual roof.
It certainly does.
It's quite nice to show that. I mean, people often ask us when they're speccing a boat, do I need the electric roof? Well, of course, it's nice to have. But actually the manual version, as Steve is demonstrating here, actually works really well and is a cost saving if you want to keep the price point.
I mean, I'd probably have an electric one, but then I'm a lazy boater, guys, so...
Goes a long way back as well, which is cool.
Yeah. So these scatter cushions, just out of interest, aren't standard for anybody that spotted that.
Bit of storage here. I like this as well. I spotted that in one of the videos. So you've got a bit of storage there, just behind the seats.
Bin here, Tom.
Yeah,
that's quite cool.
Bit of practicality.
Yeah, I like that.
And nice handles. I like those.
Okay, let's talk about this. So, different shaped dashboard. Wow.
Do you know what? It feels like when you go from one model of a car to another. If you have a new generation of, say, a certain car, it just feels exactly like that, doesn't it? It's the same product, but it's the next generation.
The evolution. I think that they've spent weeks and weeks in design time really thinking about every surface that people touch, feel and see.
I really like this finish.
Because the shape of this now feels more mature somehow. You feel like you're getting so much more boat, which of course you are. So this has got the option upgraded twin Simrad screens. We've got the optional Sleipner electric bow thruster, optional trim tabs. We've got the upgraded sound system, optional Simrad VHF, and of course Simrad is owned ultimately by Brunswick, so that integration that you get from one manufacturer between engines, electronic control levers and nav gear, and all the functionality that gives you is seamless. So we love that from Axopar. That's really clever. This one's got the Webasto. That's a really nice touch.
We've also got the red lighting for nighttime operation.
Yeah.
Again, going back to that adventure feel. I like the way you've got almost this textured finish now on these mouldings up here. It's not just shiny
fiberglass.
Yeah. You've got nice textured finish to that.
So, should we head down?
Yeah.
Spot the obvious.
I mentioned this in our sea trial video.
Yeah, the door. I love that.
Really smart. And you'll see why, I think, in a minute. Let's go down. So
Interesting. Really interesting,
So we didn't
guys.
see one of these in Finland because both boats we saw there had the Pantry module, which is the galley module,
Yeah.
which is a standard option.
Yeah, and the new toilet design. And we love it, and it is fab, but sat in here, oh my goodness.
Gives you a lot of space. If you don't have the Pantry module and you go for the wardrobe and the non-enclosed toilet area, there's still a toilet on board this boat. It's underneath the cushion. So we will demonstrate. So if you're not too worried about having the enclosed toilet, it does give you that bit more room down here in the forward cabin area. As we've mentioned, this has the extended wardrobe module. So we have some serious amount of storage here in practicality. We've got the drawer fridge,
optional drawer. Love the catches in these drawers. So you've got storage here.
And it all feels premium,
more storage.
It
Wow,
all feels nicely made. It feels Scandinavian. It feels.
I think I'd really struggle with this in terms of what do I choose, because I absolutely understand why people would want the enclosed toilet, but this without it is a really big space.
You spoke earlier about the moulding on those Gullwing door area and how you've got raised, and that's really for your head height, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's quite clever how that's giving you extra head height now.
Well, it looks really sexy outside. It gives the boat a really strong look, but actually in here there's a very good reason for why they've done that.
So much to talk about in here, don't we?
Well, so the little cute features like the cross cabin branding is on this fold down step here, so that's really nice. So it's magnetised steps, so that's quite cool. So you've got steps when the Gullwing doors are open.
Didn't notice that in Finland either. We've got little portholes on the
portholes in the Gullwing doors, and again a nice A logo on here.
Yeah, bit branding.
These are the earlier boats, so we know that Axopar, the design does evolve in tiny little details. So hopefully they'll keep that as part of the. So Jan Erik, if you're watching the video, please keep things like that on this boat because that's really cool. Tom, the backrest here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
So all of a sudden, then you've got a nice bit of seating. Again, you've got branding in that. I like the way this fabric works. Standard fabric works really well. They've separated the fabrics now for this year, haven't they? So you've got exterior fabric and interior fabric. It's a different option. If I just open this door, show you the operation for the Gullwings, make sure I don't knock anybody over out here. Push it up. Has that gone up? That's gone up. And if I pull that step down, and I like the way that works as well. So simple.
Wow, fold the cushion over and then you've got nice and utilitarian, as they like to be.
Just spotted, can I mention something else?
I know you're going to say the same thing. Not
Never
yet
that.
ever known in an Axopar. That's a really cool feature that you can have a table down here.
So I spotted the table here. I don't know where the leg is at the moment, so I can't quite.
So just to reiterate what you just said, because just to make sure it's clear for the viewer. So historically on an Axopar, you chose a fabric in the coach roof area and outside, and it was the same. So Axopar now have changed that. The outside upholstery is different to every internal part of the boat if you have a cross cabin. And they're offering two choices of internal fabric. So this is the standard fabric in this colour only. We love this. This is really nice, taupey colour. If you go for the upgrade, it's a more anthracite, it's a more Hessian feel in its upholstery, but that's the upgrade. And that would give you the same fabric in this lower area on a cross cabin, in the coach roof, and in the aft cabin if you chose it. So two choices, and then you have choices outside. So Silvertex is currently two colours. They will increase that, I'm sure. Yeah. On the 37, it was a choice of 4, so I'm sure there'll be 2 more colours coming. Hurry up, Axopar, we want to see that for our customers. Alternatively, you have the Mediterranean choice, and the Mediterranean is offered in 2 fabric colours. So we'll show you that on the 38 with the aft cabin because that's fitted with Mediterranean.
You better get a move on because this video is going to be a feature-length film in a minute.
Really, really long, but more space, executed in a really beautiful way.
More space, feels more premium, lots
of
detail. I love the new lighting, you've got lighting everywhere you look.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think well done Axopar, it works really, really well.
And you've genuinely given people now, they've given people now a proper weekender.
100%.
Yeah. So if you choose the, as I said, I would be struggling with which way to go, but I think for a lot of families, they'd want to go for the enclosed toilet, you have a shower, full standing headroom. I'm 173, although Tom regularly says I'm 160, but I am actually 173. And I've got plenty of headroom above me in the toilet. And with the pantry option here, really a lovely weekender.
Yeah.
So shall we venture over to the other 38 and show the aft cabin version, Mediterranean, and some of these features that we've just talked about here?
Good idea. Let's go. Like that. We're on another 38.
We are on a 38 with Rabbus line, new sofa,
soft decking,
Mediterranean. So, and that's just at the front. So guys, this Mediterranean is the anthracite version. They offer a taupe version, which is a beigeier colour, but as I said to you earlier in the video, this is a more of a Hessian feel with piping in the fabric, so it does feel more premium. This yew sofa is as known for those that know Axopar on the 29, and what a cool feature this is.
Do you know, we had a couple of interesting comments on our video in Helsinki, you may or may not have seen these, where people were criticising the bow and saying no one's ever going to use it.
Really?
And it was quite interesting that actual owners have replied to those comments saying, no, we use the bow all the time. And I just wanted to sort of highlight how comfortable this space is.
How could you not use this?
I think this is such a great area. And with these backrests on the rails here, which are actually really comfortable,
Yeah.
you've got so much more room up here now.
I don't know a territory where you wouldn't use this. So as some of you may know if you've watched our videos, I spend a lot of time in Portugal running our operations out there and use boats, lots of Axopars in Portugal, and I can really imagine up here, sunshade in the really strong afternoon sun. So the sunshade at the front, so you've got protection and it comes right the way forward. But I could imagine family and friends eating up here. I could imagine putting the low legs, moving the position of the so currently we've got the table in the high position, but if we put the low legs and the cushion on the top, then you've got, like the sun lounger on the other one we showed you, you've then got a forward facing sun lounger. You've got lots of cushions on top of the Gullwing doors. So, and some of my friends are sun worshippers, so I can imagine you'd have people on there, you'd have people set up sunbathing here, and then we'd put the bigger legs, move the table forward, and we'd eat up here.
No, it's a good space. And you've got audio up here as well.
Yeah, and remember, if you have a wet bar, you're not going to have sunbathing at the back. So having this usable space at the bow is absolutely critical. So, yeah, really well done. Cup holders, that's a nice feature. This decking isn't yet. They're not sure whether they're doing this, Tom.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, it's a
good.
cork-based product. Looks really cool.
It feels quite dense. It feels soft but hard at the same time.
Yeah, it's definitely harder than their previous soft decking, but it is still a softer feel underfoot to the standard GRP decking.
Got the baby barbecue mount up here as well, which is an option.
Yep.
So again, going back to how usable the space is up on the foredeck, you could actually, grill some food up here.
Yeah,
if you wanted to.
And really interesting to step off one without Brabus line, so stainless steel rails, and onto one with Brabus line, because that's really nice to see the difference. Some people have strong opinions on either, but I think this is really nicely done. And with the anthracite, this sort of grey tone with the Brabus line black.
You've got some arrangements for the catches.
Yeah, nicely done with the shorter table legs, so that's all really nice and convenient up here. As we discussed on the other boat, you've got these two lockers, the stainless steel ultra anchor, so that gives the boat a real premium feel. This one has the roof bars. I noticed this one's a much bigger spec. She's got the radar, she's got the FLIR camera facing forward and the spotlight, so that's interesting. Should we go and have a look at the inside, because I can see from here that it's got the upgraded fabric.
We've jumped inside the cabin space on this Axopar 38, and there's lots to talk about.
There is. Upholstery to start with.
Yeah.
Air conditioning. Aft cabin.
Ducting now up here.
Yeah. So, as I said to you earlier, two fabric choices on the Axopar 38. Montera and
Base Camp,
which is on the earlier boat. This Montera has got a different colour and again a more premium feel, so this is the upgrade. That's throughout the whole of the interior on this boat.
Yeah.
Air conditioning is a 230 volt system. Axopar are offering a inverter pack with lithium batteries, and if you spec the inverter pack with lithium, that will give you, they reckon, 4 to 5 hours usage on the air conditioning, and that's all done through your batteries, so you don't have to plug in shore power now to run your air conditioning. So that's a really nice feature. Big ducting here, so that you can see that would really chill the boat.
Behind you, what have we got here, Steve?
So we've got the little bar storage here. So you've got storage for bottles and just general paraphernalia, just more storage here. Same on the earlier boat, so the bin storage on there, and then this refrigerator here. Same concept here with this lounger there, so that you've got the backrest so that you can sit forward.
And for the eagle-eyed viewers, you'll notice you've got the bench seat here rather than the twin helm seats.
Yes.
So this is an option, if I'm right.
Yes, it's an option. Yeah.
To have the bench seat over the twin helm seats, but that does give you even more versatility.
So this used to come with the Mediterranean.
Yes.
It no longer does. It's now an option on its own. So you can still have the base camp fabric if you want it, but with the bench seat. With the bench seat.
Depending on how you want to run the boat. This is an aft cabin boat, as we mentioned earlier on. So if we just flip this seat base, that lifts up. There's a little strap there just to hook it onto the side. And if you remember on the 37, you've got the central access to the aft cabin. So I think by having it biased to the port side, it's actually easier to get in there. You've got a nice step down into this section. So as you can see, Steve has stepped down and sat on that little sofa there.
Storage in here, that's a nice feature. So you've got a storage locker in there. I mean, this aft cabin, there's more head height in here now than there was on a 37. And this window is transformative. I'm in here and I can see straight out. Obviously, we don't have windows in the roof anymore like we used to on the 37. No. But actually, I think the practicality of this opening roof outweighs the lack of the windows.
Let's face it, most people have got the cushions on top of the windows.
Anyway, so they would never open a window because people are sunbathing on top. Yeah. But the fact that you could essentially crack this whole lid open slightly to get ventilation at night if you wanted it, for me is absolutely transformative. And they still offer you these little opening lights here in the windows.
Can get some ventilation in there.
And yeah, I mean, Tomo, this is really comfy.
I mean, even if you were, on the boat for the day, just relaxing, you could jump down there, couldn't you, and escape either the heat or the cold, or
But very nicely finished. The same theme throughout the boat. Lots of shapes in the fiberglass, so the design feels very dynamic. It's not a fiberglass box. This is a very, very nicely designed space that you can really, truly spend time in. Tom, should we go forwards?
Yeah, let's go forward. We're going to run out of time if we're not careful. Helm arrangement on this particular boat is very similar to the previous boat we looked at. And I think Steve's already mentioned the fridge. We just discussed this folding bench seat. I think this feels more substantial, than the previous version. I like this new wireless charger there on the dash as well.
It's magnetic, right? So it's actually trapped your phone in there.
Oh, that's clever. I like that. Yeah,
really nice. Yeah, so your phone's not going to jump around.
Yeah, that's actually not that easy to take out. I like that. JPO on this boat, which we didn't have on the previous boat, I don't believe.
JPO, it's worth talking about, as we've done in the past, with the skyhook.
Yeah,
can be a really nice feature if you're single-handed or your guests are not confident enough to go out and put fender lines in place ready for you to dock, or fenders over the sides. You can press a button that draws an imaginary perimeter around the boat, and essentially that JPO will hold the boat within that perimeter in winds up to 20 knots and tide up to 4 or 5 knots, and it'll hold it on station just with the engines, touch of a button, and allow you to be free to go and set your boat up for mooring, for example. So a really nice,
great feature,
usable feature.
The item I always mention with the JPO as well is the autopilot, because no one really ever mentions it. But a boat like this, you're going to be wanting to do longer trips, and to have the autopilot function is great.
Yeah.
I can see the Pantry module. Yeah. Should we go down?
Feels very premium in here, Tom.
Very premium.
Wow, that sink is amazing. I love this feature here that you can actually open the door, slot it into this little catch here, and then there's a little curtain here. Just undo that, clip that there, and then we've got privacy in here.
Such a clever design.
If people wanted to make some tea or coffee, or
get changed in the mornings, this makes this very private if you want it to be. So you've got someone sleeping, you've got young children on the boat sleeping, you want to put them in an area where they can be out of the way and not be disturbed. It works really well. Same arrangement with the Gullwing doors, so we've got here the step folds down.
Worth mentioning here, we have asked them, our feedback to them is that not everybody's going to want to open this toilet door and use that. No. So we've asked them if there can be a different solution here, maybe a bigger curtain. Whether that comes from them, I'm not sure, but at the moment this is the way it is. Very, very practical.
We need to talk about the Pantry module in a bit more detail and the loo, so perhaps we can ask the cameraman to step down and we'll talk through it whilst he focuses on some of the items there. But we've got the Pantry module port side. It's a standard feature of the Axopar 38, and I think it's answering the question from a lot of clients that wanted that galley area. We've got some great storage there. We've got the optional drawer fridge. So you can see here you've got, is that 4 drawers there, Steve? 5 drawers?
1, 2, 3, 4, and then a little bit of storage here.
So you've got a really nice setup there, and you've got the drawer fridge, which is quite deep. You've got the sink.
Optional either
hob.
Electric hob or gas, although we're trying to steer clear of gas. But
for safety reasons.
And then interesting in this locker up here, so actually they've designed this guy so there is a socket in the space next to it, and this is designed to take a microwave.
Mini microwave.
Axopar aren't going to provide the microwave because there's hundreds of different variations for all the different territories they sell boats in, but we should be able to. We haven't looked into this yet, so bear with us, but we believe we'll be able to put a microwave in here, plug it in, and then you've got cooking facilities on here as well.
Great facility then to have that. Table, like we discussed on the previous boat, here as well, so this becomes a dining area if you want it to be, or a working station, so you could be out the way down here in the mornings just catching up on those work emails, which you need to do. And then in there we've got the heads compartment, which really has elevated this boat, in my opinion, to a completely different sector.
Yeah, so very, very well executed. The materials in here, the design of this is very, very nice. So this is an actual walnut veneer. They are talking about putting a shower curtain in here so that you protect the veneers from showering. But as I said earlier on the video, you could easily stand in here and I could shower in here. We've got the shower hose. So again, it just creates more versatility and allows you to spend now longer on board on this Axopar product. So this is really, really nice. Tom, did you notice that this shelf is magnetic so you can take it out? Really like that.
Steve, say again?
There's a little shelf in here which is magnetic so you can take it out.
Oh really? Okay, that's quite good.
Cool, isn't it?
Oh, it actually magnetises to the side?
Yeah, yeah, so you can take it out if you're washing and you don't want to wet it.
Very good.
Yeah, so this upgraded fabric down here makes this lower area feel more premium, but I think pretty much that's it. I mean, look, there are, as we've said, there are more options now. I think there's about 9,000 variations, so for people who are not yet totally comfortable on what they'd like to buy and what configuration options and choices they want,
they need to speak to us.
You need to reach out to us.
Let's prep some quotes. Let's prep some quotes for you. Gives you some more examples.
Yeah.
And we haven't even looked at the stern area yet. So should we go and do that?
Let's go and do that.
Let's go.
Transom.
Yeah.
Half cabin.
So we've seen the cabin from the other side.
I love to see this, Tom. So it's great that they've spec'd it this way so that you're seeing here the versatility. So we've got the bench seat on the starboard side, and then we've got this wet bar locker on the port side. Beautifully executed.
Sink in the middle.
Yeah, so big refrigerated cool box here. That's a removable bin. That's a nice touch. Nice that they've sealed that locker as well, so you're not going to get lots of salty water in there. The whale shower's fitted here, so that's quite nice. Love that magma barbecue.
Really smart. And this makes this such a great place for prepping.
Good example of Axopar thinking. The designers are thinking about how you can use this boat, and we cannot stress this enough. There are so many different products on the market today that you can buy in this genre, but please really think about the fact that Axopar offer you something that is completely usable. They think about every element for you as a user on the boat so that you can maximize your time on the water and really enjoy your purchase. And we've seen that on all the products that we've sold, and owners loving them. But that's a good example of how they're really thinking about little details to ensure that you enjoy your time on the water. This is so cool, Tom.
So good, isn't it?
Yeah. Window in the back, like on the 45, now on the 29.
And I don't know if you can reach the button, but this lifts up, doesn't it, Steve? So you've got a bit like on the 29 now, you can lift this whole section up. So when you're putting the cushions away, you're loading kit up on the boat for the first time of the weekend or your trip, stick it all in there, and that's a really nice feature.
But love from Axopar that this design language is now running through all the boats with these windows at the back, so that's really cool. Look at the thickness of the fiberglass.
It's really solid, isn't it?
Geez, yeah, that's so practical.
Gives you a great perspective on that aft cabin as well. We spoke earlier on about how much space is in there, and from this angle I think you really get a feel for just how much room is in there.
I mean, you've got 4 kids, and I can imagine, I've boated with you guys, and I can imagine Joe walking on here and just bags, chucking them straight in there, so it's nice and convenient whilst your kids are running way around the boat.
That is such a great feature. Yeah, really, really nice. 310 V10 350s on board this particular boat, and this is the one that was, well, not the actual boat, but the same boat as we ran in that sea trial video.
Yeah, so more naturally aspirated engines from Mercury.
Yeah.
Note, guys, that the warranty is not 5 years on a V10.
No.
It is 3 years.
But you can extend it.
You can extend it. The extension is not included like it is on the V8. You do have to pay for that.
But we can help you.
Absolutely, we can facilitate and sort that. Activity platforms on here again. And interesting that I've heard people say, why would you have the activity platforms when you've got this wet bar? But you still get an area to access the platform there. It still gives you...
That would be your serving side, wouldn't it? You could
almost,
be prepping your food. Right, there you go.
Yeah. And if you have activity platforms, you always get both as part of that package. And of course here, they're really showcasing the versatility that you're serving guests from this side, or, in fact, let's sit here. Wow. And I can be chilling out here, resting against this part here, You know, sitting on with my bum here, feet on here, really cool, Tom.
Yeah, it's so versatile.
Window?
So, yep, so the other boat we looked at didn't have the opening window. This does. This is the manual version. There is the option for an electric version, but actually the manual works really well.
Yeah. Jan-Erik showcased this on his video on the website. In fact, I think he jumped through. In fact, we have just passed Jan-Erik. But connecting this inside space to the outside space is transformative for those of you who are thinking about buying this boat. You are now fully connected to your inside passengers, and that is a really, really cool feature.
Well, hopefully this video of the 38s here at Dusseldorf has given you an insight into just how fantastic this new model is and what a great addition it is to the Axopar range. We'd love to hear from you. We do have some availability for 26 model year delivery, so please do get in contact with us. We'd love to talk to you. We can run through options. We can build a quote for you. So get in contact with one of the team.
Yeah, please remember that our Axopar dealership is in various countries.
Yes.
We've been doing this with other brands and Axopar now for 8 years, but with other brands for 20. And for those owners that perhaps want to boat in the UK but think, maybe we will take the boat out to Portugal or we'll take it out to the Med, we understand all of the tax implications of that. We understand where you can do your boating. We are not just boat sales guys. We are technical advisors. Yeah. Tax advisors unofficially.
With 40 years experience between just us.
With 40 years experience. So yeah, if you want to be guided through the process of living your life on the water and enjoying a boat, please get in touch with us.
And if you don't contact us, please do subscribe and leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.
Thanks guys.